You've already caught yourself looking at the calendar and thinking, another year started, and I haven't gotten where I want to? If so, you're not alone. Many people enter in January with 1,000 plans and leave December with the same list of resolutions intact. But 2025 can and must be different. The key? Change the way you live your days, not just your dreams. Forget that idea that only those who have money, luck, or powerful contacts can turn the game. The truth is that the greatest growth heals come from simple but consistent habits. It is the small daily decisions that shape success, and yes, it includes from your mindset to how you connect with other people. And if I told you that there's a set of poorly spoken habits used by billionaires, visionaries, and leaders that can literally open doors that seem locked today to you, the kind of behavior that turns a simple good morning into an unexpected opportunity. This is more than productivity. It is strategic positioning. So already enjoy and subscribe to the channel now. Activate notifications and come with me to the end, because what you'll find out here can do your best year so far. The journey starts now, and the first step is yours. Imagine an event where the largest billionaires, CEOs of giant companies, celebrities, and successful startup founders are all together. The lights shine, the cocktails are circulating, and the conversation flows between laughs and grandiose ideas. But here's the detail: despite all the fame and wealth in the environment, the true magic of this event is not in the lectures or in the panels on innovation. It is in informal conversations, small groups, and the connections that appear unexpectedly. In such an event, what really makes a difference is not fame or positions, but the ability to create genuine connections. While most people cling to titles and try to make contact with big names, the true arts of networking know that success comes from strategic alliances and building authentic relationships. This is what leads to mutual growth, synergy, and of course the opportunities that change life. Now imagine that instead of seeking recognition, you go there with the intention of adding value. Offer something without expecting anything in return. Show yourself generous with your knowledge and your willingness to help. People realize this, and sooner or later you will become the person everyone wants to know. As much as the event was big and impressive names, which will guarantee your place on the big table, is not your title, but the value you take to the conversation. The art of strategic networking is not in a simple change game. It is built on a mindset of collaboration and confidence, where you're not just looking for what you can earn, but what can contribute. This is a true differential that separates the great visionaries from those who are just trying to survive in the crowd. When we talk about networking, people often think of quick card exchanges or superficial conversations. But the true power of networking is in strategic partnerships and connections that turn business and lives. Let's take the example of Bill Gates. Did you know that Microsoft's success was not only the result of its genius, but also the strategic partnership he built with Paul Allen, his co-founder? This alliance was critical to giving Microsoft the necessary impulse, showing that networking is not just about expanding the contact network, but about finding the right people to grow together. Another powerful example is Oprah Winfrey, one of the most influential women in the world. Throughout her journey, she surrounded herself from experts and mentors, creating collaborations that expanded her influence beyond TV. Her ability to connect with people from different areas and cultivate genuine relationships helped her create a global impact platform. Oprah, like Bill Gates, did not build his isolated career. She understood that networking is a multiplier force. When you invest in networking, you are not just making a momentary exchange of favors. You are creating synergy, an exponential effect where connections turn into new opportunities and mutual growth. Each new person you know can open doors that you could not imagine exist, whether for partnerships, mentoring, or new projects. Networking, when well done, is more than just a tool, it is a successful strategy. So if you haven't noticed it yet, networking is not just an abstract concept. It is the force's multiplier that can lead you to a level of success you may not even have imagined. Now the question is, are you building these valuable connections strategically and authentically? It is easy to fall into the trap of transactional networking, that kind of interaction you approach someone just with the expectation of changing something. The scene is familiar. You go to an event, exchange business cards, and soon you start thinking about what you can get from every person you know. The problem with this kind of approach is that it is superficial and, in the end, does not create lasting relationships. Networking is not about making a quick transaction, but about building a trusting relationship. Many successful billionaires and leaders know that. They are not interested in just receiving something. They want to build real alliances. They focus on knowing more about the other person, understanding their needs, and finding ways to add value. Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, for example, have always stressed the importance of doing business with people you trust and respect. For them, the long-term relationship is more important than any immediate gain. When you treat networking as a favors exchange, you lose focus on what really matters: the construction of genuine relationships. These connections are much more powerful and sustainable than a simple favor. They create synergy, where two parts help each other mutually, not just for momentary interest. That is, instead of thinking of an immediate gain, you need to have patience and long-term vision to perceive the actual value of each contact. Therefore, instead of looking for a superficial conversation to go out with something in return, how about investing in building confidence and authenticity in your connections? By changing this mindset, you will realize that the true power of networking comes from the quality of relationships, not the amount of exchanges. When we talk about networking, the mindset you approach a person makes all the difference. The correct mindset is one that seeks mutual growth and collaboration. The secret is not to see connections as something to be used, but as an opportunity to grow along with the other. Real success in networking comes when both sides benefit and find ways to contribute to the other. This mindset transforms the way you see each interaction, a simple exchange of words, to a strategic partnership. Instead of running after immediate opportunities, be curious and has a mindset of exploration. Ask, listen, understand the goals and challenges of the person you are talking to. This creates a trusting environment where the relationship goes beyond the superficial. For example, the friendship between Bill Gates and Warren Buffett began not for an immediate exchange of favors, but for genuine curiosity about what the other thought and did. It was this mutual respect that solidified the partnership that still exists among them. Effective networking is about playing in the long run. It is not about expecting the next conversation to bring an immediate opportunity, but to sour relationships that will mature over time. The best opportunities appear when you least expect it, mainly because you built the base for them when being patient, generous, and authentic with others. This creates a network of real value, where opportunities come naturally. Remember, the goal of networking is not to connect with everyone you find, but with the people who share the same vision and values. The right mindset for networking will guide you to strategic connections that will bring more lasting and satisfactory results. Networking is not just about increasing the number of contacts, but choosing the right connections. It is often tempting to want to connect with everyone, especially when you see big names or people in prominent positions. But the secret is to align values, interests, and even complementary skills. When you choose your connections based on what you can learn from them or what you can collaborate, you are building more strategic and significant relationships. Elon Musk, for example, has a unique talent for connecting with apparently distant niches experts, but who can add extraordinary value to their work. He often seeks professionals who are not necessarily famous, but have a specific ability he needs. In doing so, it creates a network of people with complementary skills, which helps them expand their companies in an innovative and effective way. These connections are not just by position, but the real value they can offer. Oprah Winfrey has a similar approach. She turned many unknown authors into bestsellers simply because she believed in them and saw something unique in what they did. By connecting with these people, Oprah not only helped create a platform for them to shine, but also helped them grow on their own journey. The point here is that by focusing on complementary skills and aligned values, you create mutually beneficial opportunities where everyone grows together. So when looking for new connections, Map your goals and the sectors of interest where you want to grow. From this, look for people who can help you achieve these goals. Remember, it is not about being close to those who are at the top, but of being with those who challenge you to grow and add real value to your life and your projects. Building strategic connections begins with a clear understanding of your own goals. Before you are creating a network of contacts, it is essential that you have a vision of where you want to go and which sectors or people can help in this path. Ask yourself, what am I seeking to achieve? What are the skills, knowledge, or experiences I need to get there? By mapping your goals in this way, you start building a network that goes beyond a simple number of contacts and turns into real partnerships. Another crucial point for building effective connections is to be open to serendipity, that is, the willingness to embrace unexpected opportunities. Often, the best connections come from casual conversations or even situations you have not planned. When you have a close look and are willing to engage in genuinely, even the most unlikely meetings can result in powerful collaborations. Remember that some of life's best opportunities come from places and people you would never imagine. However, the main thing is to build deep relationships. This means that instead of connecting with someone just to do a favor or look for something in return, you should try to add real value to the other's life. This can be as simple as offering your support, sharing something that can be useful, or simply being a person willing to listen. Strategic relationships are built based on confidence and mutual growth commitment. When you adopt this more careful approach, opportunities arise more naturally and lasting. And most importantly, you will be creating a network of contacts that over time turns into something much more solid than a simple set of superficial connections. Have you noticed how some people have the power to make an unforgettable first impression, even without being famous or having a weight title? The key here is in three fundamental aspects: humility, active listening, and focusing on helping the other. A great example of this is Sara Blakely, the founder of Spanx. Even without being a world-known personality at the beginning of her journey, she made a point of being accessible, genuine, and attentive to the needs of others. This authenticity and generosity made it stand out, creating powerful connections with others. The first impression goes far beyond the clothes you wear or the words you say. It builds itself from the way you relate to people. When you approach someone with a sincere smile and demonstrate a genuine interest in what the other person does, it creates an immediate connection. Sara Blakely managed to attract investors and customers not only with her innovative idea, but by the way she connected authentically with everyone around her. By offering value before asking for something, she gained the confidence of the people around her. In the digital world, personalization in messages is essential for an effective first impression. Upon contact with someone via LinkedIn or by email, for example, instead of sending a generic message, how about devoting time to customize and showing genuine interest in the person and what they do? It is not about selling a product or asking for favors, but of showing that you value the time and contributions of the other. A simple personalized message can be the first step to a lasting connection. Finally, telling an engaging story about what you do so that it resonates with the other person's interests and challenges. It can be the secret to opening the doors for new opportunities. By sharing your experience genuinely and transparently, you establish a solid base for future relationships and a lasting positive impression. Have you ever had that moment when a seemingly simple conversation has become something deeper and more significant? The key to turning a casual conversation into a lasting partnership is consistent with monitoring and genuine interest in the other person. It is not enough just to exchange phone numbers and wait for the magic to happen. You need to keep the conversation alive, showing interest continuously and with practical actions, such as a simple follow-up to reinforce the bond. Another essential factor is active listening. This means going beyond listening to the other person's words, but really absorbing what they're saying, ask pertinent questions, and demonstrate that you are really interested in what they share. When people feel they are being heard, they feel valued, and this strengthens the basis of any relationship. Remember important details and use this to further deepen the connection in future interactions. The transformation of a conversation into a partnership also depends on joint projects or collaboration. Don't be afraid to suggest ways of working together on something that is relevant to both. It may be a simple idea or a more elaborate project, but the important thing is to act. Doing something practical together strengthens a bond, as it shows that you are committed to a relationship and willing to invest time and energy in mutual growth. Finally, it does not underestimate the power to interact subtly on social networks, whether on LinkedIn, Instagram, or Twitter. Constant interaction, even lightly, can help maintain warm bond and generate more collaboration opportunities in the future. Show support in the posts, comment constructively, or share relevant content strengthens a relationship without forcing a constant interaction. Today, networking goes far beyond face-to-face events and casual encounters. Digital tools and online platforms have opened a new range of opportunities to create strategic connections with people from anywhere in the world. One of the most powerful of these tools is LinkedIn. Through LinkedIn Sales Navigator, for example, you can segment exactly who wants to achieve, identifying decision makers and professionals aligned with your goals. This saves time and maximizes the impact of your interactions. In addition to LinkedIn, platforms such as Clubhouse and Twitter Spaces offer ideal environments for live discussions where you can connect with thought leaders and experts from various sectors. These audio-focused platforms create a more intimate dynamic and allow you to get involved in relevant conversations while building your reputation as someone willing to share valuable knowledge and ideas. Slack has also become an essential platform for many communities and networking groups. It offers an organized space for continuous interactions, where you can participate in group discussions, share resources, and collaborate on real-time projects. Slack communities groups are great for connecting with people who share similar interests, whether they are startups, specific industries, or areas of professional interest. Finally, mastermind platforms such as Circle, Mighty Networks, and Discord allow the creation of exclusive communities where high-level individuals share experiences, constructive feedback, and insights. These platforms are perfect for creating deep relationships and getting involved with people who have ordinary goals. Participating in a mastermind group is a great way to jump your personal and professional development, as you're surrounded by people who, like you, seek continuous growth. One of the biggest forces of networking is not who you know, but who you can connect. Being a connector means presenting the right people to each other strategically and carefully. Imagine that you have a friend who is looking for a new professional opportunity, and you know someone who can be a great mentor to him. If you make this connection genuinely, you not only help your friend, but also strengthen your relationship with both. The simple act of connecting people can create powerful synergies where everyone wins. Also, being a connector goes far beyond simply gathering people. It is about creating a valued network and confidence, where the main intention is to add instead of looking for something in return. When you build a reputation for someone who helps and facilitate connections, you become a reference and a central person in a network of influences. Each time you present two people who benefit from the connection, your own reputation is strengthened as someone who generates value to the ecosystem. Being a connector also requires authenticity and a deep understanding of the needs and objectives of the people involved. Connecting someone just because you know there is opportunity can be risky. The secret is to seek natural alliances, where the connection brings real benefit and not just immediate interest. Success is in creating alliances that over time bring growth and opportunities for both you and others. Finally, this philosophy of becoming a connector can be transformative. You begin to see your own role not only as a network participant, but as someone who cultivates it, which makes it stronger and more valuable. This transforms your approach to networking something personal and immediate to something more collective and long-term, based on collaboration and mutual growth. The idea of doing networking may seem scary to many people, especially to the introverts. But networking doesn't have to be a noisy and forced interaction event. In fact, it can be a rewarding and deep experience approached the right way. Bill Gates, for example, is one of the biggest known introverts, but he knew how to use networking in his favor. He focused on intellectual interests and connected with people who shared their passions and goals. It was not about being outgoing, but about building genuine relationships based on mutual respect. If you are introvert, the key to effective networking is in the previous preparation. Before entering a networking situation, such as a conference or virtual event, take time to research participants and prepare with interesting topics. When you feel prepared, you decrease your anxiety and become more confident in interaction. Instead of worrying about the number of people, focus on the quality of conversations and construction of deeper relationships. Another useful strategy for introverts is active listening. As an introvert, you are probably already good at listening and absorbing what others say. This can be an advantage in networking, as you can build more authentic relationships and value conversations. Active listening creates a significant connection, and often people remember you not by the amount of words said, but by the genuine attention you gave them. In addition, digital follow-ups are a great way to continue interaction after an event. If you had an interesting conversation with someone, send an email or a personalized message on LinkedIn commenting something specific about the conversation. Not only does this help solidify the relationship, but also allows you to connect more calmly and thought out, without the pressure of being in an active social environment. Participating in mastermind groups or exclusive communities can be a watershed in your networking and personal development. The concept of master's mind proposed by Napoleon Hill in the book Who Thinks and Riches highlights the importance of being surrounded by people who have similar minds with common goals and aspirations. These groups are ideal for exchanging experiences, constructive feedback, and sharing valuable insights. In a mastermind, the sum of the knowledge and experience of all participants creates a synergy that drives the individual growth of each. These exclusive communities act as an ideas laboratory, where you have access to unique perspectives and innovative approaches to solving problems. Participating in such a group allows you to learn from the experiences of others and also contribute to your own knowledge, creating a mutual growth environment. However, to make the most of it, it takes commitment and willingness to share and help others, creating a space where everyone benefits from collaborative intentions. Exclusive communities also offer the opportunity to develop deeper relationships with individuals who are willing to invest in their own development and that of others. They are perfect for those looking for something beyond casual networking interactions. Instead of being in an event with hundreds of unknown people, you are in an intimate environment where members are committed to long-term goals and are more likely to share opportunities for personal and professional growth. By creating or participating in a mastermind group or an exclusive community, you about people who challenge your ideas, offer honest feedback, and drive your growth in new directions. In addition, you strengthen your reputation as a committed to continuous development and the evolution of your connection network. Effective networking does not happen overnight. Often the most valuable connections take years to mature. Patience is fundamental in this process. In a world where everything seems to happen quickly, the ability to invest time in building lasting relationships is an important differential. The key is not to expect immediate results and understand that quality relationships require time to develop and generate fruits. It is the process of cultivating trust and synergy that will lead to true opportunities over time. In addition, gratitude plays a crucial role in strengthening any relationship. Demonstrate sincere gratitude for the opportunities. Advice and aid received creates a strong and authentic emotional connection. People who feel that they are valued tend to want to return in unexpected ways, which generates a cycle of mutual aid. Gratitude is not just an attitude, it is a powerful tool for cultivating relationships and building a reputation for someone who is grateful and transmitting positive energy. Adaptability is another essential component. The world of business and connections is constantly changing, and knowing how to adjust to new circumstances and forms of communication is crucial. Being open to new digital tools such as LinkedIn or mastermind platforms, and adapting to new interaction modes, such as virtual events or online forums, is necessary to keep relevant. Flexibility in approaching networking can make all the difference between losing an opportunity and adding value to a new relationship. With patience, gratitude, and adaptability, you create a continuous growth cycle that goes beyond simple surface interactions. True networking is a long-term process where each action and connection strengthens the foundation of prosperous and opportunities. No billionaire arrived there alone. They all built a successful empire from a solid network of authentic relationships, where genuine networking was the foundation of their achievements. The secret is to build lasting and true partnerships, where the value is not merely measured by what you can earn, but for what you can offer and the positive impact you can create for others. Incredible opportunities come when you invest in confidence and synergy-based connections. Now is the time to apply the principles we discussed. Begin to cultivate your relationships with genuine curiosity. Be generous with your time and knowledge, and be patient to see your connections mature. Networking is not about accelerating the process, but about playing in the long run. As you build a value network, you will begin to see opportunities to open in the way you never imagined. Remember that true networking is about mutual growth. By helping others achieve your goals, you are inevitably advancing toward your own dreams. So be strategic, but also be authentic. Do not look for quick results, but deep relationships that solidify over time and bring benefits to everyone involved. Apply everything you have learned here with curiosity, generosity, and, of course, consistency. Networking is more than building a contact list. It is about creating alliances that will last and evolve over time. So start turning your network and your life today. Don't wait any longer. The future you want is already being molded by the connections you make now. If you are ready to take the next step and apply these principles in your daily life, subscribe to the channel and enable notifications. Do not lose any content that can turn your networking journey and take you to the next level. Let's get together the results you deserve.